Oh my god, it's here. Well, almost. Build 42 is just around the corner, so here are 10 of the most exciting features coming with this update, but first things first, when can we actually play this? The Indie Stone famously avoids publicizing their timeline, but one of the co-founders and lead developers, Chris "Lemmy" Simpson, confirmed that a public beta is set to release in the first half of 2024, which means that, at the time of this recording, less than 4 months away. So, what exactly are we waiting for? Here's what to expect from Build 42. First, dynamic basements. This update will introduce several basement types that will randomly spawn in houses across the map, kind of like building and survivor stories do right now. For me, this is one of the most exciting changes in this update because, well, I want an underground base, but also it'll make looting feel a lot more unpredictable and exciting. Next up, bigger buildings. The maximum building height has also been increased, and the devs took full advantage of this by adding in some 32-floor skyscrapers. My guess is these will be sprinkled in somewhere in the existing map rather than the new area. Speaking of the new area, 3 new towns and some smaller locations have been added to the existing map. That big blurred out section that was used for the Raven Creek mod is where you'll find this new area. Now, from what I've seen, it looks like it'll be more rural, so we'll probably get some new cars and unique POIs to go with it. Now on to animals. Also, for the first time ever, animals will spawn in the game, including sheep, chickens, pigs, cows, rats, rabbits, and deer. This goes hand in hand with a lot of the upcoming changes, so you'll be able to domesticate, hunt, and what looks like assassinate them? This makes me wonder, will zombies try to bite them as well? I haven't seen anything about this. If you know, please let me know in the comments. Which aligns perfectly with the expanded crafting and professions system. It's official. Project Zomboid is going medieval. This update will add in some new professions like blacksmithing, pottery, and brewing, and they will all have their own recipes and crafting stations. I think the idea here is that you'll restart civilization. Even some of the existing professions got an update, specifically updated farming and fishing. Farming got a bunch of new crops, added seasonal complexity. This is where certain crops will only grow at certain times of the year, and new pests to take care of. While fishing got a brand new minigame and some new logic around fish spawns and groups. Houseplants are also no longer safe after this update and will need regular watering if you want to keep them alive. There's even an entire new challenge mode called Many Years Later, which is focused around crafting. This map has an overgrown and abandoned look and very few looting containers. And while you're working away at the farm, you can now hear your character complain about it. No, I'm just kidding, but character sounds have actually been added into the game in the form of grunts, coughs, whispers, and screams. I'm sure that this is just the beginning, and modders will have a lot of fun adding in custom sound effects. I, for one, would love a character who just goes around screaming at all the zombies and complaining about having to do stuff. You know, like more realistic survival. And if you're into collecting, I have some great news because Build 42 will add a ton of stuff, including new items, pieces of lore, and most importantly, clothing variety. Not a lot of information has been released about this yet, but there'll be lots of stuff to find, collect, and explore. And finally, game polish. A lot of work has gone into small game improvement details that you may not notice at first, but will create a smoother experience overall. Stuff like improved lighting, new music, better performance, and nicer UI scaling for large monitors. This is a very high-level overview of the most exciting features. If you want all the details, I'll link the dev blog in the description below. Now, let's dispel some of the rumors and go over what's not coming with Build 42. At least not yet. First up, human NPCs. As excited as we all are for this to happen, there is no way we'll be seeing human NPCs anytime soon, not even in the early stages. This is one of the most anticipated features for the game, and it'll be huge news when it's ready, but I think it's still years away. Next up, a new city. A lot of people were speculating that we'd be getting a huge city bigger than Louisville with this update, especially since some interesting assets were found outside of the borders of the playable map. But it looks like all the new areas will be rural. The devs did confirm no big cities planned right now. Wolves. Okay, this one is a possibility since they're adding animals with this update, but there has been no mention of wolves from official sources. It would make a lot of sense. We hear them all the time through the ambient sounds, and it seems like it would go well with the wildlife update, but as of now, only 7 animals have been confirmed, and wolves were not one of them. I really hope they do add them so we can have dogs. Bows. This one is actually something that's being considered. In a Thursdoid released on August 4th of 2022, the devs shared a professions tree for the Bowmaker, but there hasn't been any mention of it since, which isn't great news. I really hope they didn't abandon this idea. It seems like such a perfect weapon for the apocalypse. And lastly, Futuristic Crafting. Another idea that I saw floating around the web is that since we're rebuilding civilization, we may advance past 1990s technology. But this seems highly unlikely at this stage. The current crafting system seems to stop at medieval, so no hydrogen colliders and no laser weapons coming anytime soon. What features are you hoping to see in the game? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.